Hey everyone, welcome to the Star Wars Popcast. My name is Christopher,
And I'm Patrick, and welcome.
and we got quite a bit of stuff to talk about on today's episode of the Popcast here. So let's just dive right into our first segment, the Pop Report. So we got a few things to report this on this episode here. So we first one was a reveal of a Star Wars Funko Pop. I guess it's technically a 100th anniversary of Disney. I guess is that what it is?
Correct, Chris.
Yeah,
So with the 100th anniversary, Funko's been doing those facet um, Funko Pops. So
yeah,
they've so far released a Minnie Mouse and they've released a Black Panther facet. So the
right.
rumor, and it's not even a rumor, they've actually confirmed it and they've kind of started teasing that they're going to be having an R2D2
Yeah,
version of that, which really looks nice. I don't know if you've seen it. It's got a very nice pearlescent look to it.
yeah.
So
Well, I'll throw an image on the screen here for everyone to see as well because they did drop an image of it. So it looks like it's number 593 in the Star Wars series, um, and it's a Funko Shop exclusive. It's got a Funko Shop sticker on it. So um, not one that I'm gonna pick up. I do like the look of it though, like the pearlescent
yeah,
look
I
to it.
definitely want to pick it up, and at a price tag of $15, it's not that bad. It's not going to break the bank. It's a nice looking.
Yeah,
I really think this is going to be nice. But the rumor mill, Christopher, I don't know if you've heard, looks like they're going to also expand this facet line for the 100th anniversary. And when it pertains to the Star Wars Funko line, apparently their rumor is they're going to have a Darth Vader and a Stormtrooper facet.
okay.
So
Ah, so
be
with the
kind of
same
curious to
style
see.
then, eh?
Yeah, that would be kind of curious for me to see how those turn out. They probably look pretty fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Probably not ones that I'm gonna collect, like I said, but they do look cool. Are you gonna try and photograph it, or is it gonna be a
I
little
don't know what
tougher?
I'm gonna do with it. I know just because of that pearlescent, it's gonna
It
be
might be a little
probably
harder to do,
it
eh?
might be harder. It might be somewhat easier depending how the reflective surface is, but it just looks so nice that just to collect it, I think I want that one. Being in
Yeah,
its 100th, we went out to celebrate my 50th birthday at going to Disney and hitting Batu East and having a Starship Cruiser experience. So definitely one I'm going to be adding for sure.
yeah, cool. So the next few items, they're rumored Funko Pops that are supposed to be coming. So the first one is a 18-inch supersized Mandalorian. So I don't know if it's going to be the Mandalorian holding Grogu again, like that same 10-inch sculpt that we got earlier, or if it's going to be a new
That's
sculpt.
that's what the rumor had it, Christopher. It was going to be very similar to that, like and a chrome version as
Yeah.
well.
Well,
So
I like the chrome. I don't know if I'm going to get the 18-inch one because I just don't have space for something that
yeah,
big.
I have the 18-inch Boba Fett still under my desk in its
Yeah.
box. I haven't opened up since I got it on Black Friday, just
Yeah.
because of that same dilemma, Christopher. I know you recently had a video that you posted that you needed help because you're
Yeah.
running out of space. So I haven't even started to create my new space
Yeah.
downstairs in my basement, but I know that that's going to be a highlight, and I need to somehow create room just to display that. It's a
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, it's a big piece. Yeah, but it would be like if I had the space, I would definitely get this 18-inch Mandalorian because I love the chrome um on the
I know you
few
do.
Mandalorian Funko Pops that they've done chrome on. I think it looks way better in chrome than the just
It
the
does. It does
silver
look pretty
paint.
fantastic.
Yeah, so that's the first rumor. It's supposed to be an exclusive. It says I don't know where it's exclusive to,
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to try to do that eBay shop again, the Funko eBay shop, or they're going to do it through them or a different retailer.
or
But I'm
maybe
curious.
Amazon. Yeah,
Maybe, yeah, I'm kind of curious to see who they go through.
yeah. And then the next line or the next rumored line to be coming is a Hyperspace Heroes line, and it's also going to be an exclusive. We don't know where yet, but we have a list of Funkos that are going to be coming, so we can speculate what they're going to look like. So the first one's actually a pop ride, so it's a Mandalorian and Grogu in the N1 Starfighter ride. I think we mentioned it
We
on this
have.
channel. We mentioned it on my other channel before. That one sounds like it could be very cool. Um,
Yeah, that's a one that's going to be a shelf taker, right? It's going to take a lot of
yeah,
shelf space, but I'm definitely going to want that. I mean,
yeah,
it's nice we don't get a lot of pop rides, so when Star Wars has a pop ride, they're usually pretty fantastic, and everything they've done. I recently just picked up the Funko eBay exclusive, the Grogu
speeder
and
bike.
the Mandalorian on the speeder, and it's phenomenal. Like
Yeah,
it's the detail on that. I think almost maybe I should do a review with us just to show you because when you pull it out of the box and you see Boba Fett's helmet strapped to the other side of that pack, you can't see it from
yeah.
the window facing. But I
Oh,
mean,
it's on the other side of the bike, eh?
yeah, it's the
Oh,
detailing on this one is phenomenal. It
uh,
really just my unboxing, my what's in the box doesn't do it justice until you pull it out of its package. It's
yeah.
awesome.
I wasn't able to order it from eBay, so hopefully it comes to Toys R Us up here. They usually get the Funko Shop exclusives, but for this line, hopefully it's a Amazon. Hopefully that would be great because they have the Across the Galaxy, and now they it seems like they just finished up the Power of the Galaxy. I don't know if they're going to do any more. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah,
Um,
I think this is going to be following up on the footsteps of that. I think coming
yeah,
into a whole new line, and what's nice is where I think Power of the Galaxies really kind of dealt with a lot of the female centric characters, and like you
yeah,
said, we'll touch base on that in a minute. This is going to touch base on not just a male figure or a female; it's got everybody in it. So
yeah.
I'm
So it sounds
excited. I
like it's
mean,
going to be like pilots and stuff. So that'll be cool.
exactly. Like,
Yeah,
does that mean we might get them in a possible vehicle, kind of like the Boba Fett and the Slave One, like a
yeah,
smaller version of a pop ride or something like that? Because it looks like we're going to get Luke Skywalker,
yeah. So
as rumored.
let's go dive into the list here. So the as we mentioned, the first one's going to be a pop ride. So the other ones don't say pop ride. So I'm assuming they're probably just going to be little the standard pop on the black base. But there's Anakin Skywalker, Obi Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka Tano, Hera Syndulla, which is cool. I'm looking forward to that, and then a Luke Skywalker. Are they gonna have like their pilot gear on and like a
I hope so. I mean, honestly, I'd really like to get Hera as a pop ride in the Ghost. That would
yeah?
be epic,
That would
epic.
be cool.
That
Yeah,
would be
but like
so
I
cool.
said, these ones don't say rides on it, so I'm assuming they're gonna be just standard pop. So
Yeah, but if
maybe
we get Hera, in a new pose, and like they've
yeah,
been doing with that new Return of the Jedi line, where they've really kind of fashioned and sculpted the figure so much sleeker. Could
yeah.
you imagine seeing a new Harrison Dula like that? That's going to be
Yeah.
fantastic.
You know what? That's one. Actually, we'll get into that in a little bit for our main discussion as well. But that's one I thought they were going to do for the Power of the Galaxy line too. But yeah, I don't know the Anakin and Obi Wan. Maybe they have those headsets from Revenge of the Sith in that opening battle where they got that gold headband
Yeah,
with the mic coming down. Maybe they have.
that'd be
Maybe
cool.
they're yeah. Maybe Luke Skywalker with his helmet, but in a better pose. So I don't know. I guess we'll see.
We'll find out.
Um, yeah. And then the last item on today's pop report. I guess this was official news from Star Wars, the Star Wars Celebration or the Star Wars site. I think it was on, wasn't it?
Yes. So it looks like Star Wars Celebration made an official announcement. And our buddy Tony over at Star Wars Sith has been posting quite a bit about what's being
Yeah,
announced for Celebration because he's going to be going and covering that event. But one of the things that I saw on Star Wars official site was they're going to have a 2 to 3 p.m. at the Twin Sun stage. Funko is proud to present the Funko Collect Across the Galaxy at Star Wars Celebration. It'll be a journey of discovery through the collection of new pop culture products celebrating Star Wars Galaxy. From pop to Funko games, Loungefly, news, new form factors, panel attendees will get a first-hand look at never-seen Funko products. So
yeah. See,
how exciting is that going to be?
that sounds cool. Like if Tony's able to record that whole panel, like that's what I'm looking forward to.
That's exciting. I think in the Funko line, is this the first time? This might be kind of like this is game changer, right? This is this the first time Funko's getting its own panel? I think
I
it could
you know
be
what? I don't
a
know. I'm
celebration.
not the celebration guru here like Tony is from Star Wars Sith, but Yeah, I don't know. I think this is the first time I've heard of it, at
Yeah,
least.
so if
So
you're listening and please comment down below and let us know. We're really curious. I believe I haven't been to Celebration, but I believe this is the first time Funko's had an official capacity of actually having a panel and not just a booth there. So
yeah,
that's big.
and
I think that's really showing
to
culture
see some
changing.
never before seen Funko products, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice. Hopefully, they're gonna have them there, and
Yeah,
Tony can get a hand on a couple of them for us.
yeah,
Um, so we'll see. But yeah, if they're not having them there, they're at least kind of doing what Hasbro does, kind of showing you the future product line,
right.
which that would be great. That's excellent.
Yeah, yeah, I would love if they did that. Um,
That's exciting news.
yeah, so that does it for the pop report this week. Let's move into our next segment, top five. So last week we had chapter 18, The Mines of Mandalore of third season of the Mandalorian drop. So we're going to be giving our top five characters we'd like to see as Funko Pops from that episode. So Patrick, why don't you go first this week?
Okay, thanks, Christopher. So first, this episode was just awesome, right?
Yes,
I
agreed.
think as Star Wars fans, we got a great episode of Mandalorian and we got
Yep.
a great Bad Batch. So
Yeah,
like,
another great episode. That was like two in a row.
yeah, that was just like, oh my, like Star Wars fans were having a great week last week.
Yeah,
So I think we're all excited now, waiting with bated breath for what's going to come this Wednesday. But
yeah,
for my first of my top five, I had to do. I chose the Alamite
yeah,
because those creatures look so cool. They're different. They're new. Again, what I really love about Filoni and Favreau introducing us to something we're familiar with from Clone Wars and all that story,
yeah,
and bringing it into live action, and even being able to introduce another native um, creature or beings from the Mandalore, the world of Mandalore. And it was kind of neat to get a little backstory from Bo Katan on these, that they exist kind of in the outer edges because, when they inhabited Mandalore,
yeah,
they were on the outer, and they kind of seem like a kind of cannibal, kind of tribal kind of thing.
yeah,
Because I guess they're going to eat them for dinner if they caught them. So, really cool. I love the green eyes and the four of them and the kind of
yeah. Four
tauntaun
or
or
six eyes or
wampa
something
tusk.
like that. Yeah, four eyes. Yeah,
Yeah, they've got like these, four eyes, kind of like a double nose, and
yeah,
hairy looking kind of Neanderthal. It was really kind of interesting looking.
yeah,
So come on, you and I know this very well.
yeah.
They Funko does these creatures and droids
Creatures and
on
droids. Yeah,
point,
yeah,
on point. So why wouldn't we want to get this one? I just think if they can do the treatment of the eyes with that green glow or something, that would be awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Absolutely. Um,
So what do you
so
have for your first of the top fives there?
actually, why don't you just why don't you go through the rest of your list
Go
there, and
through
then
mine.
we'll
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Go through
So
your
my
list first.
second of the top five, I didn't know what they named this, but I called it the cyborg droid.
Okay,
That
yeah.
big kind of droid trap that captured
I kind of thought he
Mandalorian.
looked like General Grievous a little bit,
Yes,
like with
I
the
for a
eye.
second I was like, "Is that the eye? Did the eye live somehow? That cybernetic? I don't know. That would be neat, but I
Yeah,
know. Let's call it. Grievous is dead.
yeah,
Grievous is dead. This is something else, and it's great to see something new. But you know what I thought? I thought it harkened back to the new Lost in Space robot a lot. It looked a lot like that creature, the way it moved and slithered out of the. It was in its own like mechanical little spider kind
yeah,
of robotic thing. So it was really neat. And I loved how the eye detached and kind of crawled back into it when its actual physical form got destroyed. But
yeah,
it was a really cool looking droid. Again, I know Funko would nail this one, so I had to put that in there.
yeah,
Both crucial to the episode, so why not?
yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
for my again, keeping with that kind of same theme, because I really enjoy when Funko does the creatures, aliens, and droids. I actually went with Bo Katan's protocol droid for my third choice.
Yep.
Because it kind of reminded me of the medic droid a
Yeah.
little bit.
But then with the Mandalorian style, like I noticed everything Mandalorian is all about that little that shape. Um,
Yeah, and
what would
it's
you call it? The little diamond
breastplate.
shape. Yeah.
Yeah, it does look pretty neat. So I just thought, you know what? Why not? We've already seen him twice, and he's kind of active in it. So who knows what we'll get more of him? But I always like the droids and stuff like that, so I would like to have that. So I had that as 3.
Yeah,
Um, Now for my fourth one, I wanted to do Pelly. I really think that
it's about time. Yeah,
we need one of her. I mean, she's been, let's face it, she's been in season 2 of Mando. She's appeared in Book of Boba Fett. She's now in season 3. She is a kind of staple character, and I like to have her. She has great. The actress that plays her is just great, great
yeah.
delivery of the comedic
Amy
humor.
Sedaris, I think it is.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct. And for this one, I kind of would have liked to have had where it's a twofer where you have maybe Pelly and R5 together, where
yeah,
she's
that'd
kind
be
of saying
cool.
take him, and maybe his like his not his motivator that's in the back of his head, but that other little side panel pops off. Like maybe have something like that, make that kind of
Yeah,
fun. So that was neat to see R5 in that episode too, since we already had an R5 and he's kind of more desert dusty and worn. It
yeah,
was nice to see him kind of a little bit more cleaned up and doing a little
yeah.
mission.
After the oil bath, there. Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
But my last one, because there wasn't too many characters. I mean, if you could do a beast as a character, and obviously we didn't see enough of it, but I'd like to get Mythosaur would be awesome. But
Yeah,
for my fifth one, I actually chose the Jawas Pelly was dealing with because I feel you can never get enough of them, and I
nice.
really like that Jawa. That short, stout one, and he had like these green kind of bungee cord things going around him with like little equipment and gadgets attached. I thought
Yeah,
that was a neat looking one and just thought, yeah, you know what, that would be a nice looking pop. So
yeah.
that's what I was thinking for my top 5 for this episode. So let's see what you got, Christopher.
Okay, so for my top five, the first one I thought of was a pit droid. I think we're kind of long overdue for a pit droid.
Good
Um,
call.
yeah, we didn't get one with the prequels at all. And every time you see Peli Motto, you see a pit droid. So um,
Absolutely.
give us a pit droid finally, Funko. That would be cool. Like we've been mentioning,
Or give us Pelly with a
Funko.
pit droid
Yeah,
on the side, kind of like you did BD with Cal.
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
But
You're 100% right.
I would love just the pit droid by itself because I think Funko would do such a great job like they do with the rest of their droids. So
Yeah.
yeah, pit droid's my first choice. My next choice I actually went with Pelimato, but I was thinking more Pelimato holding Grogu. We
Oh,
know how Funko likes to do their characters holding Grogu. We've had
true
what
that.
Luke holding Grogu. We have Luke with Grogu on his back. We have Mando holding Grogu, and a few different versions of that. So give us a Pelimato with holding Grogu, either with the hands out as after he just jumped, or maybe holding him in her
That
arm
would
there.
be fun. That would
Yeah.
be
So
fun. Good call.
yeah, get two birds with one stone, so to speak. Um, so my third one is the Alamite. I thought that Alamite was really cool looking too as well. So
I agree. Yeah, it was just an
yeah,
awesome looking creature.
yeah, and very grotesque looking with like you said the four eyes, the double nose, like all the teeth, the fur.
That kind of wampa, kind of
Yeah,
horns, kind of coming out. It just looked really menacing.
yeah, yeah, very menacing. So that's my third one. My fourth one, again, I went with that same that cyborg droid with the eye that looks like General Grievous. Like it looks very cool,
It's so cool looking.
right? Like the frame of that robot, it's so thin and so delicate. Like I feel like Funko would do a great job. Like it would be kind of like almost General Grievous pop form, right? Like with the really
Yes,
very thin limbs and
absolutely.
stuff. Yeah, and the
I'd be
cables and
so
the
curious
wires
how they do
everywhere.
the eye with that one too,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they've done like a probe droid with that big kind of eye. So I wonder if they could do something like that where they have the inner kind of cyborg eye floating in it or something. That'd be so
See, I was wondering because like they have like the Sebulba and the Anakin with the goggles on top, right? I wonder if they would do the eye and then do the clear
I
glass over
think they
top of
have
it.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would think they would have to as well.
It would be so cool. So I
Yeah,
don't know. I'm excited. I'd like to
I'm
see them
excited to
do
see
it.
that one. And then for my last choice, rounding off my top five, I went with Bo Katan with the dark saber and the shield on her gauntlet there.
Oh, great call.
Yeah.
Great call.
So like she was
She
wielding that
handled
that
business.
dark saber like she knew what she was doing. Like it wasn't giving her any grief. Like it wasn't heavy for her at all. Like I feel like I almost feel like the dark saber is kind of choosing her to wield it. Almost,
It seems like
it's
she
seeming like
has
that.
a lot more experience with it, obviously, because
Yeah,
she had no problem swinging that thing around and utilizing
yeah,
it. So
yeah. So that's that's our top fives for episode two of season three of the Mandalorian, chapter 18, the Mines of Mandalore. Those are our top five Funko Pops. Let us know down in the comments what your top five are from the episode and what you guys think of our list. But moving into our main discussion here. So last Wednesday, on actually the same day Chapter 18 came out, it was International Women's Day.
yes, it
So
was
I thought it would be kind of fun to talk about Funko Pop line dedicated to powerful women in Star Wars, the Power of the Galaxy line. So we've gotten I think six now. I just got the Ahsoka in last month. I filmed my review, so it's coming out Wednesday. I think this Wednesday I'll be dropping the review for that.
very
Um,
nice.
so so yeah, it's so we've got six so far. So the we'll take a quick look at the ones that we did get so far. So the first one was the Padme uh, Funko Pop from Revenge of the Sith, and she's in that
The senator
the
outfit,
senator
yes,
outfit. Yeah, and I'll put images up, and these are all images that Patrick took on his other channel, the Toy Photographer YouTube channel. So definitely check his other channel out. Well, links are always in the description and in the show notes and stuff, so you guys can check that stuff out. But yeah, no, the Padme Amidala look that was a cool one. Like
fantastic one,
we've only
Christopher.
had
That was
what, two Padmes before. We had the
correct.
the white one and the red
The
one.
white with the rip, and then this,
Yeah,
yeah. So this one I just think is fantastic. The sculpt, the texturing of the clothing. You've
yeah,
got that little tiara thing she had on, and the detailing in the silvers of that.
yeah,
Very well done. Very well
yeah,
done. I was excited to photograph that one. I put a bigger production on for that with having something 3D printed. Even got
yeah.
one of those repulsors to put her in. So I love
Right.
that one.
Yeah, and the image turned out great.
Thank you.
And like Funko's been doing. That's another thing Funko's been getting better at is like making the robes on these characters look more like fabric.
Correct. I mean, they don't do soft goods. I'd love to see them kind of maybe do a blend in the future as they move forward. But what they've done, I think when you started seeing how Cobb Vanth started looking, the earlier Leia's from like Last Jedi and stuff, when they started doing her cloaks, you could see that it's a new technique that they've kind of started utilizing and they've expanded upon it. Like with this new Return of the Jedi line, I'm excited to see because they've done a lot more with the
Yeah,
sculpts there. So I can only see great things coming out of the future sculpts of Funko.
yeah, for sure. Me too. And they're getting way better with the poses and stuff.
Yes, they
So
are.
yeah, I cannot wait. So the next one they released after the Padme was Sabine Wren, and this one I recently got to. This one I picked up off of Facebook Marketplace because I don't know, I had trouble getting it on Amazon. It wasn't available on Amazon.ca for a while, so I just got it off of Marketplace there. But another great pop and a fantastic pose. It's got that jetpack with the
Yes.
smoke coming out. So anytime they do something with the base with the fire and the flames coming out, like that's a
And
must
she
have
has a
for me.
different treatment of
Yeah,
the paint scheme, even from the Star Wars Rebels one,
yeah.
which I really enjoyed.
So
And
this must
she's
be
got
like
her
a
pistol
later.
and a dark saber.
Yeah, so I'm
You
I'm
know,
thinking that if I don't know, I gotta do a rewatch of Star Wars Rebels, honestly, but I think it's probably like one of her helmet. The paint scheme is from a later season, probably season
it
three or
is.
four, right? So
It's right before the finale, where
yeah,
she
so it's
kind
gotta
of
be season
darkens it
four.
because it gets even a little bit darker in the finale,
Yeah,
when she meets Ahsoka. So I have kind of been rewatching because actually the Sabine was the last in my series of photographing them. So it was one of the earlier ones I had, but one of the last ones I actually photographed, and I
right.
just photographed that recently. So we're seeing it here before we even see it on my channel. So
Yeah,
kind of exciting,
little
but
little
love
sneak
the
peek.
look of that one.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, they did a great job. Like I said, the pose and stuff, fantastic job. So the next one is Jyn Erso. So from Rogue One, again, like an updated pose of the character, but such a great pose. Like she has the blaster out. She has that
The
stick,
baton.
the baton. Yeah. So great
Yeah, that's a
pose.
great one.
Yeah. So that one was the third one I think they released. The next one they did an updated Princess Leia. So this one, when I saw them announce this one, I thought it was the same as that Celebration exclusive Leia with
I did too.
with the blaster at the side. And then I was like, oh no, wait, no, she's holding the blaster with like the two hands, and she her robes look all dirty, and like her hair is messed up.
Yeah,
So
it's when they're escaping the cell block into
yeah,
the trash
yeah,
compactor scene.
and
So
that's the image you used for the background there. So
absolutely, I had to. I even went back to look at the original A New Hope to see what side of the Carter was she standing on when she grabbed that, and I had to put
yeah,
her on the right because that's where it was in the film.
yeah,
So
you got to do it movie accurate, right?
try to as best I can. But again, you when you and I were talking about this in an earlier episode, and I think even on one of your reviews of it, I really loved how they did the robes where they're not white, they're kind of an off white and a little
Yeah,
grungy.
they got a little
And
bit of a
I
wash
didn't
on it.
notice until you point out the hair's a little, and the sculpt is even a little frazzled
Yeah,
and disheveled. So really cool. And that was a detail having taken out photographs. I didn't even notice until I watched your review. I had to go back and look at the pop, open it up, and like he 100% nailed it. Yeah, absolutely
yeah,
right.
yeah. No, I love how they're paying attention to stuff like that now,
Yeah,
for
me
sure.
too.
So the next one, the fifth one in the Power of the Galaxy series, probably one of my favorites from the series, is that Ray floating on that acrylic base. Like that one just looks so
Yeah,
awesome.
that's probably my if it wasn't for another one that came out, that would have probably been my favorite of all.
Yeah,
But
same
I
here, same
really
here.
love that, and yeah, that scene, and I duplicated that in my image, where she's really trying to connect with the other Force users and stuff like that, and meditate, and the rocks are flowing.
Yeah,
Great scene. It's a great tranquil moment that they captured in that pop. I mean, it's perfect. In every way and detail. That pop came out so well done. I
yeah.
love that.
And
Really.
that's another thing. Like we mentioned that Darth Vader one a few episodes back where he's laying down, the one that's coming out with the Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
That one's a game changer as far as poses go, but so is this one here with the floating ray. You can have like Luke Skywalker from the Last Jedi floating, where like at the end where he's reaching out through the Force and
Yep.
teleprojecting across the galaxy. Like you could have that one floating. You can do Yoda floating on his little pram
There's a
in
little
the
pad.
Jedi Council when he's walking with Mace and Obi-Wan. So that one's a game changer too. And I kind of want to do an episode talking about some game changing poses for Star Wars Funko Pops. So we'll have to do that in another episode.
That's a
But yeah,
great
no,
idea.
that one that one's probably my second favorite out of this series, and such a great pop. And yeah, no, really happy with that pose. The last one in the series so far. So this one is the last one released. When was it released? January, I think it came out.
Yes, I believe so. I believe
Yeah,
so. It's hard because it wasn't really. I don't think it was really widely. It was just
yeah,
boom. It was announced. It was just
yeah,
up, and
yeah,
that kind of I think for me grabbed the hype because I didn't even know this Ahsoka and the white robes from the end of Rebels had come out. So it was kind of up, sold out. Then there's restock, and then back and forth trying to get in.
yeah,
I don't know why that one just kind of dropped the way it did without any real kind of announcement or buzz.
yeah,
I think it caught a lot of collectors off guard,
yeah,
um, and it's created quite a stir among Star Wars Funko collectors. But I end up getting it. I think much like you probably and
yeah. Off
others.
of Aussie Collectibles.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Went through Aussies and just put the order in 3 weeks. I got it. It was much better than trying to wait and see when it's going to come up again for Amazon. And
Yeah.
it's to me, it's taking the aggravation of having to wait and see and oh, it's up and shuffle over and to find out it's already sold out again. So I'm happy. I got it through Aussies. Thank you, Aussies.
Yeah.
It came very nicely packaged and everything came in great shape. So very
Yeah.
pleased.
And oh, what was I gonna say? I think I lost my train of thought here. Um, yeah, no, they did a good job with this one. Like the seeing the images online, her robes look white, but getting it in person, like they're kind of like an off white.
They're more like an off-white, correct.
Yeah,
And I kept calling her Ahsoka the White, but there is, like, a little more of an off-white, but it
yeah.
is a just fantastic
Oh yeah, for
pose.
sure.
Just love that.
Fantastic pose. Yeah. So
Very stoic Ahsoka.
so this one, I'm not sure if they're done with this line now. So that's like 6 pops. I'm trying to think when they did the across the galaxy ones, which were different characters from different planets. They had like Wicket from Endor. They had Obi-Wan from Tatooine. They had a couple Bad Batch characters from Kamino. They had Rey from Jakku. Um, so they had a bunch of different characters. That's a line I wish they continued too. Um, but since we're talking about International Women's Day last Wednesday on March 8th there, and the Power of the Galaxy line, um, if they were to continue this line, which characters would we like to see come out? So one we mentioned earlier, Hera,
Yep,
that would be a great one to see. I think.
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
What are your thoughts? You think they're done with this line? You think they're gonna continue this
I
line?
hope not. I really hope not because there is still a lot of great, women, um, characters, female
Yeah.
characters that are strong and I'd like to see. Because for me, I'd like to see a Mon Mothma.
Yep.
Come on, come
Absolutely. Yeah.
on. Depending what goes on with Andor, there could be a character in there that kind of, like we have a Val Sartha, but depending will we get a Bix, or something like that, and we
Yeah.
might want one and see that they're kind of like a Jyn Erso style character, like the beginnings of the rebellion.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
And you know what? And someone mentioned before that maybe they didn't do a young Leia because of she's a young kid and this and that. And I'm gonna call horse fooey on that one, only because they created a young Jenner so
Yeah.
holding the stormtrooper doll in her hand. So why we did not get a young Leia from Obi-Wan is crazy. So for
Yeah.
me, if they do a wave two, you should have that, a young Leia,
Yeah.
because I think as a young child and as a young kid, if you're watching this, because when I grew up, much like you, probably you grew up with Star Wars when you were younger, right? And
Yep.
you kind of grew up with it. So I think for a young lady, seeing a young girl character being strong-willed and savvy,
Yeah.
I think that was it speaks volumes for women. So I think they
Absolutely.
should make a young Leia for sure.
Yeah. Either in this lineup or with the next
Yeah,
wave
the
of
little
Kenobi
Lola,
pops.
hovering over her hand or something
Yeah.
like that. That'd be cool.
So another one I'd like to see in this line, the Power of the Galaxy line, um, a Satine Wren or no Satine. Yeah, is it
Yeah,
Satine Duchess
Satine Ren.
Satine? Not Satine
Oh,
Wren.
no, Satine Crease.
Kreese. Yeah, yeah. I was mixing them up. But you could also, I guess, you could also do an Ursa Wren, which is
Her
Sabine Wren's
mother.
mother. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought we were gonna get that back in Rebels, possibly to get another Mandalorian because they did like the that one was it the Convos and it was like green and blue or teal or something like that. It was a
yeah,
female. It looked cool. I thought for sure we might see Sabine Wren's mother in that line, but yeah, I'd go for either of those.
yeah.
The
Absolutely,
teen for sure. I mean,
Satine
if
for sure.
they just released the Obi-Wan in Mando, outfit from Clone Wars, I
Yeah,
kind of think that might be coming. That's just my opinion.
yeah. It's coming in some shape or form, I think.
I
But
think
for
so.
the Power of the Galaxy line, it's a perfect lineup,
Perfect.
right?
Let's have a wave two.
Yeah, exactly. Or just keep continuing on with this wave. Like they're not technically a wave, right? They all have.
Well, we got Red Blade Series 1, right? They didn't say we're getting a Series 2, but they just called it Series 1. And
Yeah,
in my
volume
opinion,
one. Yeah,
if you're putting that there, that I'm assuming you're going to have a volume 2 at some point. So
yeah, yeah. Same here. So what are some other characters? Like they're strong female characters. There's a bunch that they could do. Um, like you said, you mentioned Mon Mothma. So
they, one they I have not seen is the Jedi Librarian.
Jocasta Nu. Yeah.
Canoe, yeah.
Yep.
I think she'd make a great pop, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
She
for
was
sure.
pretty well explored a lot more through Clone Wars, so those that hadn't seen Clone Wars probably wouldn't understand why you'd want that character. because you only got a glimpse of her in the live action in the
Yeah,
prequels. But I think that would be kind of a character I'd like to see personally.
yeah. Um, I'd like to see a couple other Jedi. Like, um, I'm trying to think of her name. She was on the Jedi Council. There were a couple on the Jedi Council, but she was the one who the stormtroopers on the speeder bike shot down during Order 66. I can't think of her name though.
Aaliyah Sakura, no, not Aaliyah Sakura. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's like Anhu or something like that. I can't remember.
yeah,
I know we mentioned it in one of our earlier episodes. We were talking about
yeah,
different Jedi and stuff. Yeah, she was mentioned in that. I
yeah,
know what you're talking about. Can't the name's
yeah,
escaping, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, yeah. So that one
Yeah,
would
I'd
be a
like to
great
see
one.
like Barris Offrey and her
Darius Offer, yeah,
her master is one. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I have a
Shock
sneaking
T,
suspicion. Yes, I have a sneaking suspicion we might actually get a Barris Offrey in Ahsoka. I just have this just through rumor mills and things like that. I'm suspect to see that. I think that we might cross her, and that would be kind of neat because she's the one that basically framed and set up Ahsoka in Clone Wars. So I don't think that story's done.
yeah. I don't
You
think
know what
so
I
either.
mean? I think there's not that she's going to be vengeful, but I think there's going to be a reckoning between those two again. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah, yeah. Because she didn't die, and if you don't see a
Mm-mm.
body in Star Wars, then that usually means they're coming back.
Yeah, I think she's going to be dark side.
Yeah,
So it'll be.
yeah. It's quite
She was
possible.
pretty bitter. She was very bitter at the Jedi Council and how they were falling prey to the politics. So I think she's going to be easily coerced. She might have even been one of the earlier Inquisitors that we hadn't even been introduced yet. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And with the Ahsoka series, maybe we see her in live action again.
Love to see that.
Yeah. Um. So, what other characters are you thinking for the Power of the Galaxy line if they continue it at all?
Hmm.
Like, if they did another wave of it, I would like to see another Padme one. Like, there's a lot of Padme ones that they could do.
Yeah,
Um.
there's a ton. I mean, when we were on Andrea's s- her stream where she had all those patterns. She had a ton that I'd love to see. Some from the earlier palace outfits to being the handmaiden. Any of those, I think a collector, not just myself and you probably, but
Yeah.
many a collector would
Oh
really
yeah,
enjoy
for
having
sure.
those.
Yeah.
Give us please give us some more Padme. I mean, when you say a second wave, she has to be at the top of that list.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's so many, like we were saying before, there's so many outfits to put her in. So please, yes, I'd love another Padme.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Another two characters you could do. You could do what is it? Lama Su? No, not Lama Su. Ton Wee from the Attack of the Clones, the female
Mm,
Kaminoan. Like,
that would be kind of cool.
would
Yeah.
be a good way to
I've
figure
wanted
that
Lama
one out.
Su for a while. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, yeah. And then also, why not throw another Omega Funko Pop in the Power of the Galaxy? She's
Ooh,
a
all
very
right. All
strong,
right.
a
With
very
a little
strong.
bow.
Yeah,
With the bow. That would
she's
be
a very
nice.
strong female character, young female character, right? So
You know who's not getting any credit as a good female character is they should do a female Power of the Galaxy pop for the Tusken Raider that was the one training Boba Fett to fight with the toffee stick.
yeah, and
Oh,
she's technically not an evil character because it so far they've been doing all good guys and
yeah, I thought
protagonist
she was pretty
characters. So
heroic and awesome. I mean, that just to me showed strength. You know, here's another very warrior culture,
yeah,
and very nomadic in their way, and she's surviving in the harshest of conditions and can stand her own to any man in the tribe, let alone anyone else that dares to fight them and challenge them. She was awesome. Like I 100% she deserves a pop for
yeah,
sure.
for sure. So one thing I noticed, so they did one from Rogue One, they did the Jyn Erso. They didn't do anyone from Solo, so
No, but I think if they
they
did
had a
one,
really great strong character in Solo, Kira
yeah, Val or
or
Kira
Kira,
would be
yeah.
great.
So yeah, and then
Definitely another Kira would be kind of cool.
yeah, absolutely. And then as for like original trilogy characters, Leia was really the only main female character that you could do really from the
You did have Mon Mothma,
yeah Mon Mothma.
in the earlier,
I think if
original.
you're gonna do a Mon Mothma one, you do one from Andor, an Andor based Funko
Yeah,
Pop in the Power of the Galaxy line because it's recent. It's more relevant right now. I think
correct.
so. You do one stylized off of one of her outfits.
Yeah, that I really like to see a Mon Mothma for sure.
Yeah, it is long overdue for sure. But I think that's about it for our discussion on the Power of the Galaxy Funko Pops. Which ones we could see, unless you can think of any other ones
Off the
there,
top of my
Patrick.
head, I'm trying to think. Is there any
Yeah, I'm trying to stick to
missing?
like the protagonists on this one. I suppose if they did like another line with like the dark side females, you
I mean, they
could
could
do
probably
like
do something with Rose. You
oh yeah,
know,
you could do Rose, yeah.
they could probably do something with her. Um, I'm not trying to think of anything others now because they did her sister Paige as one. That's one that kind of escaped me. That eventually I want to go back and get because I just thought that
Yeah.
it looked cool. I mean, she was very short part in
You
it,
can do
but still was cool.
what was her name? Lieutenant Connix, was it? The one that was
Yes,
played by Carrie Fisher's daughter?
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a cool one.
That'd be a cool one too.
She kind of has like the little buns, and
Yeah.
she had the little rebel outfit on. That would be cool. I
Yep.
think that.
Yeah, that'd be an awesome one. Um you could you could do some like dark side, like maybe in a volume 2 or a next wave, or like even like relabel it. I don't know. Could you call it dark power of the galaxy if they're not light side or good guys, or uh,
Uh,
they need to give us like an Asajj press somehow.
yeah, I think that needs to be Red Saber series Volume 2, the
Yeah,
first one in
but
that release.
she's
The
such a
first one
strong.
in that
She
release.
again, she is a strong female character, and she was borderline, like she was helping Ahsoka there in some of the episodes
She
of.
does kind of go with Quinlan Voss
Yeah,
later in
she
the
was.
books and stuff like that, and more expanded universe
Yeah,
stuff.
but even in
So
the Clone Wars, she was helping Ahsoka there for a little bit. She was teaming up with Ahsoka,
yeah,
so
I still put her as a baddie, but I don't
she's
know.
very
I
borderline.
want one. I mean, the
Oh
fact that she's
yeah,
got the soda and they don't have a pop coming for her yet. Come
yeah,
on, give us a pop.
right. Yeah, it's got to be coming. Like
Has
you
to
said,
be.
with that Clone Wars Obi-Wan in the Mandalorian outfit, you got to think there's some more Clone Wars ones coming.
I think the peeps at Funko have some very, very big surprises for us coming up. I really do.
Yeah,
The
a
fact that
little
they're
off.
having this whole Funko at Star Wars Celebration panel, that to me is an indication that I think that the culture has really invited Funko to be a major part of it. So very excited for it. It's a big, again, these are all game-changing things, and Funko is really kind of solidifying where we are in pop culture and then in the Star Wars fandom.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to look and see when the Clone Wars um came out. 2008 TV series came out. So yeah, we're not hitting a major anniversary anytime soon. So yeah, I don't know. It would be nice to get an Asajj though, because like such a
Absolutely.
great character. But I think that'll do it for this episode of the Star Wars Popcast. Patrick, why don't you let people know where they can find you when you're not on the podcast?
So when I'm not here talking all things Funko with you, Christopher, I'm on my own channel at Toy Photographer, ToyPhotogfr, and I specialize creating content on just Star Wars Funko Pops, creating creative images with them, and doing different techniques to capture the images. And we've expanded our content to do some more behind the scenes, showing some of the techniques and some what's in the box, so you get to see when I get my new arrivals to my collection. So that's what I'm doing. So again, I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. So all the different social media. So, come by, subscribe, follow.
Yep, for sure. And when I'm not on the podcast here with you, Patrick, I'm on my other YouTube channel, Seriously Star Wars, doing weekly Star Wars reviews. I put out 3 videos a week right now, so definitely check that out over on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at Seriously SW. So that'll do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching or listening on your favorite podcast platform, and we will see you in the next episode.